This is the video for the gray code game. Here in the blue note box it says, maximize the income given the price, requirements, and limits. Here is the price, here are the requirements, and here are the limits. There are 4 products to make and 4 materials to use to make them. The first product, mortar, uses cement and sand. Well, here are the 4 products: mortar, mortar L, concrete, and concrete L. And the 4 materials are cement, sand, lime, and stone. Enter the amount of each product you want to make in the orange boxes in the line called quantity. Well, here's the line called quantity, and I could enter a number in here by making it active. It says, click on the value in the orange box to make it active. Then you can enter the value in the box. Well, I'm going to key a 1. Alright, so now there's a 1, quantity of 1, and we see how much was needed to make 130 and 370, and there's what was needed. If you exceed the limit for one of the materials, red boxes will appear for the income and the material. Well, why don't we make this 11? Well, you can't make 11 mortar because you exceed the on-hand value for both cement and sand, and as you see, it also marked the income in red. There are 100 different games, and then it says click next. You can change the game by changing the value in the orange box marked game number. The on-hand quantities will change. Here is where you would make it active. See? And when you change that, these on-hand quantities down here under limits will change. If you click on the box, click for gray code search, the program will search for the best solution. Well, here is the blue box that says click for gray code search. I'm going to click the box. The gray code is a binary numbering system where each successive value varies by just 1 bit. For example, the first is 000, then 001. That bit changed. Well, then the next one is 011, then 010, 110, 111, and so forth. Each time, only 1 bit changes. It either comes on or goes off. All binary possibilities are used, but only 1 bit changes. If you use the gray code to select your solutions, you need to change only 1 value at a time. That's why it's going to use the gray code, because it's simple to go from one solution to another. It says one item will be either coming into the solution or going out of the solution. Now it says click next for another note. I'll click next. No product can have a quantity of over 15. Well, that's in this case. So there is an item for 1, 2, 4, and 8 units of each item. Remember, it's a binary picking system, so you either pick it or you don't pick it. But if you want it 1 time, 2 times, 4 times, or 8 times, it'll click on one of these items. Well, here's an example. If the best solution is for 10 of the product, it means that the product's item for 2 and 8 is in the solution. 2 and 8 make 10. So if the problem, there are 4 items for each product, that is, there's actually 16 items in the problem. This means 2 to the 16th power, or 65,536 tests have to be made. Since each test requires the change of only one item, these tests can take only a small fraction of a second. To return to your solution, just re-click the blue box. I'll re-click it. Here's where we selected 11. Notice we can't have 11. Well, that is how the gray code game works. Now we're going to go look at the program by clicking on Program in the red stripe on the top. Here we see the main program for the gray code search program. Over here we see that it has two sub-programs, one called Your Answer and one called Gray Code Search Answer. At the top here we see these blue boxes. Execute the application, save it, create it, a new one that is, create a new sub-program, and these other blue boxes are for copying instructions from one program to another or one application to another. Down below at the bottom here are brown boxes, which are tools to use for programming, listing the values, the text, making comments and captions, and understanding more about ASCII and control registers and such. Then below that, there are YouTube videos about building an app, from creating it to making an HTML file for it. And below that, we have an example routines to view, change, and copy. Click here and an app will come up that will show you examples of the actions in this P code. And over here we see the first column here is called Action, and these are actions that the P code can perform. Then below that there's a list of HTML5 P code YouTube videos that explain how to program in this P code. About the instructions lines, the lists, and the pages, and green lines, which are for copying. Well, I'm going to go click on the blue box that says Execute the application. Here is where we had been running the game. Below that, it says Start Apps. Now, these are folders, or files, that contain programs that you can have saved. You can change this program, save it, and then you can run your version of it by clicking on the letter in which you saved it. Below that, there's a list of HTML5 P code apps that you can run, the bakery, blackjack, box delivery, colorful, and so forth. So now this is the end of the video on the gray code game.